Hello and welcome back. This is our Sex Mode Presents a Game of Thrones Genesis. We're up to level 7. This is the Stormlands. So this is during the Aegon the Conqueror's chapter. So basically this mission is going to be, I do it a little bit differently. It's on expert, it's what we're doing in the series. This one I'm trying to do as quick as possible, and it's kind of a little quirky sort of trick. So if you're having trouble with this level on any of the difficulties, you can try and do it this way. So the first part of it, you got to hold on to 3 towns to the south in the Stormlands, and you have a spy and an envoy which cannot die, or you lose the mission. Very important, first off the bat, they give you a lot of money, so you can buy a lot of mercenaries. I buy the horsemen on purpose first, and I send them to the south. And this kind of area where I'm looking now, clicking now, is going to be my choke point across that bridge. I'm going to set up my spy so it kind of covers that whole area and kind of keep my envoy in the back, and then I'll use them later on. Because it's that envoy and that spy that can't die, you can actually build replacement ones instead if you really wanted to. But anyway, so the horseman's coming down here, I ignore that merchant, and there's an envoy there who I want to get, so I try and nab him as quick as possible, and there's a second one working his way up too. So I managed to kill that first envoy. I had played this before where I was a little bit quicker in doing so, but that's okay because I still managed to catch him anyway. And there's a spy, so I use the guardsman and capture him. Now there's a whole bunch of units down by the bridge, so this is pretty fast paced. A whole bunch of units down by the bridge I just got to keep an eye on, assassins, guardsmen, spies. The ones that I can arrest, probably is better to arrest if you can straight away, especially if you get that assassin. That's huge because he'll be the one who'll ruin your day and come up and kill the envoy. And there's a rogue normally in there as well somewhere. And there's a second assassin. So I think there's a total of maybe 2 of them. Sometimes there's only 1. But however you can deal with them, whether it's killing them or capturing them with the guardsman, that's fine. Now he was, I was pretty lucky there. Oh no, he was captured, that's okay. So I want to move fairly quickly on this. And so after the very first assault, what I do is I send my envoy to capture that town just right there on the screen, kind of to the south. And I send my spy south as well. You can see him on the mini-map heading down south. And what I'll do is I'll create 3 secret alliances down the bottom there with all of those towns. So basically, what you do have to do and keep in mind though is you can't lose any of the towns within the 5 minutes, and your envoy and your spy cannot die. From what I found during this phase of the game, my spy is pretty safe in the south, and there's no one there who sort of threatens him, and because he's kind of got like a sort of a permanent stealth on him for this mission. And also having that choke point where I've got now is quite good with the units. The only danger is because I've moved my spy, I can't see any assassins. So that's why it was quite good that I managed to take care of both of them sort of right at the start, and then I don't have to worry about them too much. At your command. So I'm waiting until I get the secret alliance, and as soon as it's done, move on to the next. He did get an upgrade, so I gave him rapid action. I'm hoping or presuming that makes the stealth, the secret agreement, go a little bit faster. I'm not too sure. But yeah, as you can see, since that first onslaught, not a lot sort of happens from here. Because I dealt with most of the units right up the start, right at that choke point. So I'm not really getting too much trouble here. Basically, you got to deal with all of that and send your spy down south with about 3 minutes left to go, and you'll be able to get all their secret agreements in time. I can't remember how close it gets on this run, but on some of the runs it's pretty close, and you just got to keep an eye on him. And as soon as his secret agreement thing hits 100, that's why I've got the spy selected now. Since it hits 100, you can send him to the next. Although I think if you use the shift key and hotkey up the moves, he'll automatically do that himself. But I just like to watch him to make sure that he's doing it. So see, I got 2 secret agreements. I did capture their spy earlier on. I don't know if that matters. Like if you don't capture their spy, I don't think they come down and uncover the secret agreements. But anyway, the reason why I'm doing all of this is because after this first 5 minutes, Aegon says, yep, great, wonderful, you managed to hold these 3 towns. Now I want you to go out and capture the rest of them. And because it changes from peacetime to wartime, those places that I have as secret agreements will become mine. And I'll just have the little island one left to get. And when we get to that point, I'll explain that. So you can see here my spies. Oh, he's on 80, and I've only got 8 more seconds. He's on 86, 87, 88. But that's okay because while they're talking, it doesn't quite hit over. So he just made it to 100. But if I was a little bit slower during all of this point, he will still be capturing that secret agreement. He'll still be capturing it up until the point till the map comes up, and it's up until this point here. So see here, I got 1, I got 2, I got 3, brilliant, and all I need is that little island. And because they give me Aegon again with the dragon, Balerion, so I just select a dragon, I just right click there onto it. Now the other thing you got to be careful of is on expert, they've got armies in the south, so I'm just taking my spy, I'm trying to hide him somewhere. So he manages to run past an army there. He still does have stealth on him. There's a second army, but I'm just hiding him in the corner.
What is it you want?
And you get a fair bit of food, and at this point you can build more armies because these are the kind of armies you normally have to hold off. And they're trying to recapture the cities, but my dragon's going in there, and boom, he's basically taken it over, and that's going to be the end of the mission. So I know I did this a little bit sort of in a sneaky way, but it's just an easier way to do this mission if you are having trouble on it. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next one.